Hello, I'm Arvid Darveth, and I'm back. And like the great Willie Nelson song says, I've been on the road again. And here's a map of the journey I did. As you can see there's my little Himalayan going around, and I think it even shows me going in the wrong direction once or twice. But I'll tell you more about that on the journey. Right, the journey starts at what's called Abergavenny roundabout, and I'm going to be heading up towards Abergavenny. I'll tell you more about the location we're going as we get nearer to them, because I'm not sure how long this map is going on for. Oh no, it's still going, but there you go. I just think it looks quite flashy, doesn't it? Also, on the last video, I don't know if any of you watched it. Quick apologies to Julie Clark. Sorry about that, I got it a little bit wrong. She was, let me explain it, as far as I know from good old Wikipedia, I believe she was born in the area of Surrey. Her mother is Welsh, she was a nurse, and she was brought up in a little town within the Merthyr Tydfil catchment area, or Merthyr area. So she's pretty much brought up where I was kind of brought up to, Marty. Anyway, she's done some great stuff, as you know, like downtown. Worth looking up on Wikipedia. She's done a lot of good things. And her birthday is, I believe, it's the 15th of November, and this year she is 91, I believe, the wrong side of 21, but still 91, good innings. I'll talk more about that later. Anyway, back to the journey. So here we are now, we're racing up, we've come off of that roundabout I told you about, and we're heading up towards Abergavenny, or Gleneboy in Welsh. Now, where am I now? Oh dear, racing along on the St Himalayan. Right, I'll leave you carry on with this for a moment. So, here we are now, travelling down. On the left-hand side, you can't quite see it, there's a railway track, there's a bit of a drop. I think it was last year, might have been the year before, we had a bit of a landslide there, so I had to shut the railway line down. Bit annoying. Also, which will be, I don't think you're going to see that well on the left, but there was a colliery as well, but I'll tell you more when we get nearer. Coming up on the right shortly, they do actually I think it's just coming up now, is it? Yeah, up there on the right. They do what's called the Steel House Festival. I'll tell you more about that in a bit. I've just got to check some dates, so I'll tell you if that's still going on. Which can be good fun. You can camp up there as well. I mean, for that event anyway, it's private land, so obviously you've got to check when these events are, but I do a few. Anyway, yeah, just on the left, as I was saying, that's where the colliery used to be. It's a bit of a drop down, but during the the COVID problem, as it were, that was a major testing centre for the area here for Blaen y Gwent, But now it's just returned to. I don't know. There's a walk there you can do. It's quite pleasant, and there's a nice little area you can exercise your dog or whatever. But anyway, I'll carry on now. Right, the first exit on the roundabout here is where the centre was I was telling you about. This here leads to a village. It is called Cwm. Like the song, come baby come, baby come. Anyway, Cwm in Welsh means valley, but there are, it's up on the left there. But we're just carrying on now towards Eber. if you look in the distance there, you see a couple of pavilions. Well, I don't know, some of you might probably be too young to know, but they did like a garden festival in Abergavenny in the 90s. Did pretty well, and then obviously once that pulled away, it became Festival Park, which then became what do you call these things? An outlet centre. So you had like various companies up there, like JD Sports, I think, was Sports Direct, one of them anyway, as well as Dickies, and everything else was doing quite well up there. But I don't know, for some reason they decided to close it down and put industrial units there, or turn it into industrial units. That's just happening now. That's the council's great idea, bearing in mind. Well, that's another story. Can't be bothered with the politics, to be fair. Anyway, we carry on down this road now, and coming up shortly. Oh, I'm just looking now. Yeah, this little village here. On the right, you shouldn't speed anyway, okay? But on the right hand side, invariably there's a speed camera put up. One of the mobile ones. So really, you shouldn't speed anyway, but definitely don't speed along this road. It's 30 miles an hour. All right, but yeah, and then if we carry on up, you're gonna see where is it? There's an Indian restaurant and hotel on the right. I've never eaten there, but I've been told they do a very, very good meal in there. Here it comes up on the right hand side now. But I'm not sure what's happening there at the moment. There's been some things going on, so you might want to look it up. But yeah, they do a good meal in there apparently. Yeah, we're carrying on down here. I'll leave you enjoy the ride for the moment. On the left, I believe it was here, I went on quite a way, it was a steelworks. I think it was an ironworks prior to that. So we're looking at, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but I mean, from prior to 1790, it was just a hamlet on the side of the River Ever, hence Ebervale. But yeah, it was ironworks, and then it converted quite successfully over to becoming a steelworks. I think it comes up here now on the left. Obviously now the pit's gone, the steelworks is all shut down. They're trying to throw a bit of nature back on the area, but I think some of the ground was probably quite contaminated. I don't know, I can't really tell you too much more about the steelworks at the moment. But if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, there's a very, very, very good book. Okay, and it's written by a Chris Barber, and the book's title is called Gwent Industrial Heritage. Okay, I think it's probably about 15, 16 quid or whatever. But if you're interested in industrialization within the Gwent area anyway, I think it's a very good book to start with. Because on the routes I'm going, a lot of it's was originally around these areas. I'll tell you more as we carry on, but again, if you get a chance, go to your library or whatever, that book's worth giving a go. Anyway, enjoy the ride. Now, on the left here now is a train station, obviously, but this building on the left-hand side, you think, oh, that's quite, well, that was originally the Steelworks offices. It looks very nice on the outside. I have been in there. It's like council offices now and everything, but it kind of reminds you of an old school or something. But there you go. Anyway, we're carrying on now. We're coming to Abergavenny now. I'm not actually going to go through Abergavenny town centre, as it were, because this can be a bit of a pain. As I say, we're coming under this bridge. So we're doing a lot of work on this bridge. and I think it's gone now. But you can see the I thought, what was it, a clown, was it, or something to do with the festival thing, I was talking about earlier, but it was painted on the brickwork on one side of the bridge there, but I think they've taken that away now. Right, I'll leave you go with this now, because we're coming up to there's Abergavenny's on the left, as it were, and the town centre's in there. And coming up to this point, we're going to be turning off and heading for a place called Beaufort. Remember I said I made a mistake? Well, this is my mistake, but don't worry, we'll correct it. And I turn around and put us on the right track. But I'm glad I did, because I want you to watch this and use this if you're ever going to, fancy doing this kind of a ride. Well, here's the classic mistake that you can make. Alright? So you'll see my correction as well. Anyway, as you see now, I'm turning right now, see? And yeah, and it takes me a while to realise I've made the boo-boo. Typical, really, isn't it? But anyway, I'll leave you around. It's a nice run, mate. Nice ride. Anyway, I'll leave you with this for a sec. So there you go down this road, and I think, it's quite pleasant, but I don't remember this. I'm starting to think I may have made a boo-boo, or I can correct it further down, like at least to where I need to be, as it were. But like anything, especially with roads in Wales and everything, it doesn't ever really work like that. But no, as I say, it's quite a nice little area, funny roundabout there. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on. So you see mistake number one, here's mistake number two. This is the road I need to be on, but I actually should have turned left, but I didn't. I turned right, so I'm too far up the hill, as it were. Silly me. So anyway, I'll go cruise down and find somewhere I can, safely turn around, as it were. But again, it's not a bad little place here, to be fair. This is all, I believe it's all Beaufort now, which is quite a nice little town. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on now, and you'll see we'll turn around in a sec, and then we'll have some fun. Anyway, enjoy. Interestingly enough, though, this boo-boo, as it were, I've just made, if you were to stay on this road, it eventually leads you over to Llangyndir, which, we're talking the big pit and all of that, which I did visit when I was testing out the Himalayan in that heavy rain that day. Some of you may have watched. I'll do a few pits, a proper run out for some, pits being collieries. I'll do a few in the future. I'll try and do something that are actually, as in we're going over the top, they're actually linked underground. Interestingly, obviously, I mean, with the nationalisation, would that be the correct word, of the collieries. Here we go, I'm turning around now, see. Look at that. No, what are you, Teddy? Unfortunately, there was a car coming, otherwise I'd have spun it right round. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, interestingly, once nationalisation happened of the colliery industries in obviously Wales and England, Scotland, in Wales in particular, I'm not so sure on obviously Yorkshire, Lancashire, and the Scotland side of things. But there were so many pits sunk in Wales, and they don't know where they all are. They can only guess at it, really, which is quite funny, really. So one day you may have a bad garden, next day you might not. Well, it's not that bad, although it has been in certain places. But that's another one you can look up. Anyway, we're gonna carry on down here now. This car in front, I don't know. I think they were feeling a bit nervous. I don't know, or they're just a new driver. But no, they're doing all right. I held back because I don't want to think I'm tailgating or anything like that. I don't like putting people off. Well, not that way, anyway. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on for a bit. Right, we're going to be turning right in a minute, which, if you remember, I turned right, but I should have turned left. See, as I say, we're just too far up the hill. Well, we're just going to get past this obstruction there on the left-hand side. And as you see here, the person in front is indicating, letting everybody know what they're doing. It's a good thing. What's it? Good manoeuvre. Look at me, like a bloody driving this tractor. Who the hell am I? Anyway. Moving on, we're going to be hanging a right shortly. Now, if you'd have gone the correct way, you'd be actually doing this as being a left. But that's neither here nor there. If you're coming up the other way, there's a club that comes up on the right hand side, and you would turn the left after that. But we're not coming in that direction. I don't want to confuse you too much, but I probably am. So yeah, so we're going to carry on down here. As I say, nice rundown. Just watch your speeds, because people do have a habit of just pulling out round here. You know, other things on their mind. But yeah, just try and watch your speed. Let's take some nice bends. But yeah, we're going to be going right very shortly. Anyway, enjoy. Here we go, I'm turning right. Look at that, I took that like a car driver, way cut that corner. Anyway, we carry on up. This is a lovely run, this is. I like doing this, you're going to see what I mean as we go. But sometimes, you know, you're busy in life and, you know, your head gets too jammed with thoughts and stuff. You need to clear your head. And that's why I love doing this run. It really does. You got to concentrate on what you're doing. So when you have that, you know, schmatter or whatever in your head, it just clears. It's nice, and you know you're kind of like, it's crazy I would say, as one with nature at that moment. It's a good feeling. Anyway, enough of the philosophical, and I'll let you carry on enjoying this ride. As you see, my camera's bumped up because this road quality here is not very good. I just hit a hole there and it just threw the camera up. but I will correct it momentarily. Actually, you come around this bend now, it's quite lush. There you go, she's gone. Don't worry, I'll just correct this quickly now. Hang on. There's my finger correcting the camera, but I'm going to have to put it in tight and everything up. Now remember I said we have a lot of livestock. As you can see, we've got sheep running around everywhere quite freely up here. Oh, it's my finger again. I'm going to pull over shortly, very shortly, because I'm going to have to correct the camera. As you see these lovely twists, it gets better further on. Again, as I said, I'm going to pull in on the left here. Again, watch out for pedestrians like that. And we're going to pull in here, and you see here, these are wild horses, or ponies, as it were. That was quite funny, because as I pulled up, the foal there was like squaring up to me, like, cause, I mean, you get from this camera, you can't really see it, but it was quite funny. But when it stopped, it just ran to its mother, and obviously his mother then started feeding her. So here we go, I'm just tightening up the camera. We've got a lovely day for it here. It's definitely worth if you ever get the opportunity to do this run, it's definitely worth it. As I just said. So right, we're clear, checking we're clear, we're going to pull away now. Now, there are some lovely, I don't know what you want to call them, twisties or whatever people call them these days. So corners on the road or whatever. Yes, you could open up a little bit, but again, you've got to be aware of the livestock, plus also not break the law when it comes to speeding. And if you do come off your bike on some of these things, it could probably kill you or put you in a very bad situation. So and so please think of mountain rescue and everything else, because they've got to come and get you. Okay, so be sensible. This is a good bend. I did this before. Some of you may remember on my Harley Davidson, and I was grounding all the time. Obviously on the Himalayan, I'm not going to on any sports bike. You won't ground. On my BMW, I did it and didn't ground. Obviously, Harleys are just a different beast altogether. So we come around these bends here now, and you're going to see some lovely views. Anyway, I'm going to leave you carry on with this for a minute, because I'm going to sort out some geology for you. Hang on a sec. As you can see, these bends are looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to tell you now about this. This is Llangyndyr Mountain. It actually stands, I hope I said that correctly, it stands at 557 metres, so therefore it's classed as a mountain. Okay, now what's it made of? Right, it's basically a layer cake of sandstone, and limestones. The limestone sits under the sandstone. It's covered many potholes and caves, etc. And these are caused by the limestone erosion, which sits underneath the sandstone. Anyway, I'll come back to that in a bit. Here's some really good sweeping bends now, and again, Harley Davidson are grounded like mad. You may have remembered. Anyway, so putting down here now. These are lovely bends, but some of them are really tight. Now I'm coming down here now. Is this the naughty one? I don't know. I'm just thinking. Yeah, this is one of the naughty ones, because as you can see here now, I'm throwing left. We're coming down now. The thing is, it doesn't look that tight. Coming up on the right. I'm saying that. Yeah. And you see now, that is very tight. It doesn't look it when you're coming, as I say, from that height, and then you're coming straight into this nice little bend here. they're fun, and they are fun. Uh, as I say, a few guys I know and everything, they love it. But again, you've got to be a really confident rider if you're gonna try and do anything silly here. But I really wouldn't advise you. So here we go now, coming into this right bend. I'm going to pull up over here on the left, and I've got a couple of bits to tell you about this area. Okay, I'm just stopping here. If you are, by the way, you're on a motorcycle, yeah, this is the place to stop. I'll show you for why, right, in a bit. This is a nice stop point, like I've just got off here now, I'm going to brew up, and just take in the view. Anyway, let me quickly tell you now. I'm going to stop talking for a second to get my next little piece of paper up. By the way, what I was telling you there about the geology, you're thinking, oh my God, he's an expert. No, it's not me. It's Dr. A, actually. If you want to know more about that, then say something in the comments, and then I'll get Dr. A to give you a proper description, would that be the word, explanation, or enlightenment on the area. She'll be able to tell you far more than I can when it comes to geology. And I do hope you're not finding this all too boring. This is a very long ride, and there's lots and lots and lots to see here, and lots of information to try and, impart yourselves. Anyway, I'm going to disappear for 5, so I get my next little piece of paper up, my notes, as it were, and I'll tell you something else. Enjoy. It's got pictures of, there's a picture of the Himalayan there, where we just parked up. That's a view to the left, which is the direction we'll be going, and you'll be seeing a view to the right. Now, interesting, I don't know if any of you would know, but in 1839 there was the Chartist Revolt in Newport. Now, around this area we had what's called the Chartist Caves. I've mentioned them before. I will go further into this in the future, right? But what happened was there was a Chartist Revolt to Newport. They stored their weapons in the caves. It was about 4,000 Chartist protesters marched into Newport under the leadership of a fellow by the name of John Frost, I think. It was pretty severe. It's worth looking up. I'm not going to be able to give it much justice right now. By the way, if you looked on the left, that's the next point to pull in left. As you can see, especially in lemming season, you're never going to pull in there on your bike. It's just a pain. I think there's where you just pulled up on the bike there. You just walk up to the top, you can see down there absolutely fine. Anyway, there's some nasty bends coming up. Back to what I was saying. I know I've got so much information to give you. The Chartists are worth looking up. Google it. It was that bad in Newport that at the time of the uprising, it was like I think the 45th Regiment of Foot was deployed to protect the police from the Chartists. And between 10 and 24 Chartists were killed, 50 or so injured. The people that were sentenced, the Chartists that were sentenced to be hung, drawn and quartered. But they were actually later commuted to being deported to Australia. As I say, there's so much information. I probably would need to dedicate some time to this because I don't think, should we say, the state really wants us to be talking about such things. Hey ho. But what I'll do is I'll find out some more for you. There's a Chartist museum, funnily enough, not far from Abergavenny. I'll probably go visit and I'll see what I'll find out, and I'll perhaps dedicate some time to it. But I would ask you to, look it up yourselves. Anyway, say sorry, nasty bends. Please be careful. Watch your speed. I'll leave you carry on. Anyway, back to the current. This road is good fun. As you saw, the bends are pretty nice and twisty. Please be careful, especially around here, and don't go over too wide to the right. Reason being is there wallop. There are many points where you could have an accident, so watch your speed. Please ride carefully if you do this route. As if you come off, yeah, I'll tell you I feel guilty, but as I said before, I won't really know, because I did tell you. Anyway, enjoy the ride. As you see, the tarmac quality isn't that good round here. We're bumping quite a bit, but it's still lovely to ride. I mean, you can see the views, can't you, on a lovely day? But again, as you see there, watch the oncoming traffic. I think I may have another bike that's actually behind me. I'm not sure. I think it was here. But again, it's just such a lovely ride. It really is. Anyway, what I was going to tell you there, I went on about the Charteris a bit. I'm trying to share information with you. I think really it's. I think I should perhaps put some sort of a documentary together on it. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated, but I will try and put something proper together for that, because it's not a subject that's really covered, is it? And it is. I mean, it's history. It's obviously Welsh history, but more importantly, I mean, what they were actually fighting for was democracy and a right to a secret vote. You know, like when you go and you vote, and it's a secret ballot, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'll talk more about it nearer the time. But it did have a positive effect for the working classes in the end. In the whole of the UK. I don't think it was necessarily that great at the time this happened. For instance, with this, we have a sort of Dick Penderyn, some of you may have heard of. Again, he was hung in Cardiff. There was a plaque by the market in Cardiff. And the market was actually originally a prison. In case, I mean, that's something else, another piece of history for you. But Dick Penderyn is worth looking up, again, because that's the Merthyr Rising, and that would be something I would cover as well. I'll try and cover them both, but just give me a bit of time on this one, because I've got to do some serious research. But other than that, obviously I'll carry on whacking on the bike videos, because I do like riding my bike. Anyway, as you see here now, again, I'm waffling on. These bends are tight. This is a lovely one, by the way. But they are tight, but you can't see what's around as you see. It's obviously bin day today. The other thing is, I wouldn't do this on a weekend. If you're going to do this run that we're doing now, do on a weekday, early doors in the morning. Is the best. I mean, I was just probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So you again, when the weather's like this, a weekend, forget it. These roads just ram up with everybody, with Aunt Betty and everything else, all going out for a ride, and that's what you've got to deal with, especially when you're on a motorbike. You should, if you're a biker, you get what I'm on about. Anyway, I'm waffling. Enjoy the ride. Oh yeah, sorry if that's it. In case you're wondering, we're actually heading towards Abergavenny, Ruffenny. A bit more of an interesting route to it, as you can see. Anyway, listen, I'm going to leave you carry on. see here, it's a great bend, but you've got to take your time. You see what happened there. Anyway, we're going to come around here now. I think this bend's a little bit naughty coming up as well. Alright, enjoy the ride. Interestingly enough, I'm so enjoying this ride right now. At the time, I make an awful boo-boo, but obviously I'll tell you what it is in a minute. But yeah, it's such a lovely ride. You can see, obviously you're on a bike, you can see all the edges, can't you? But it was really good fun. But yeah, you're going to see it in a minute. There's going to be a truck will pull out in a bit now. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on. As I was saying earlier, as you can see, you've got to watch out for oncoming traffic. It's a lovely ride, yes, but traffic comes on quite fast, and some car drivers, they really do floor it around you. And sort of some bikers as well, no doubt, but you should always obey the speed limit. We're carrying on now. No, we're not quite at my boo-boo point, but yeah, don't worry, you'll know it when I tell you. Enjoy. Okay, you're going to see where I messed up. You see, now he's indicating left, and I forgot there's a set of traffic lights here, so I think, I'm on a motorbike, I'm enjoying my ride, and then wallop, guess what? There's traffic lights. Oops. Thankfully, the van's to my left. I did sort of say oops and explained to him I made a boo-boo, and he laughed. And obviously, I shot ahead of him. The other sad thing is, unfortunately, you can't see to the left there. Well, that's a bridge, and again, that's another nice ride. You could continue on, and it gets you, I believe, to the other side of Abergavenny. But I'll save that. I'll do that another day or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I don't know about you, but I am. Anyway, we're carrying on. Now watch your speed round here now, just because of obvious reasons. Now if you keep on looking at some of the oncoming traffic, there's some interesting surprises. I'm not sure. I don't remember the name of the vehicles you're going to see in a minute. I think they were made in Holland. I think. Thinking back to a Top Gear program 100 years ago before the war, the Arrow Dart. I'm not sure but they kind of look like a racing car. If you just keep looking to the right, they will start showing up. And there's quite a few of them. So obviously they're going back the other way. We've just come and done the route we've done. I think it'd be quite interested in one of these, to be honest, to do the route anyway. I'll leave you with it. As you can see, I'm a bit premature with the cars on the right. Just keep looking, but you see, this is just a lovely road, as you can see yourselves. But they will be coming up shortly. All right, just keep an eye. Enjoy. There you go. And there's I think a couple more as well coming up. I seem to remember. Anyway, I'll leave you with it. But I don't know the name of the car, so if any of my brothers out there know it, obviously let me know in the comments. Enjoy. The name of it being that car there on the right that was just going up. I can't remember the name of them. It's a bit annoying. Anyway, this road here, we're going to be coming up eventually to a junction. I'm not sure. Is this it? Just a little bit further on. I'll let you know. Anyway, enjoy. Now you see here, right, we're going to be going left, okay? Now it's very tempting just to floor out. Don't look right. Seriously, make sure you look right, because this is quite a busy road. But as I say, we're heading now to eventually we'll be coming out at Pontypool. I'll let you know when we're nearer. Anyway, enjoy. Oh, in case you're wondering, what am I thinking of the Himalayan? Do you know what? I love it. It's done everything I wanted it to do, and it's still cracking on. Touch wood, I haven't had any further tyre issue. But no, she's just really comfortable. It's a really nice little ride, especially around on these type of roads. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are many bikes that are more comfortable, obviously, but I quite like this one. Anyway, watch these roundabouts, as I say. And here we go now. We're going on to what's called the Heads of the Valley Road, the A465. Problem with the A465 is it's not a problem really. They've got the speed cameras up. Now, these cameras, let me explain, because for some reason, some people seem to think that, I see the camera, I'll throw my brake on. These don't work like that. They take an average. So you can slam your brake on at one point and then accelerate, and then to the next camera slam your brake on. It make no difference. If you were speeding in between, you will be picked up because it takes an average. Anyway, enough of that lesson. It's just one of them, and people do get called out. But you shouldn't speed anyway. Anyway, enjoy the ride. Now, obviously, we're on the Himalayan. This is dual carriageway. How's she handling? She's loving it. She'll do the speed limit, which is fine. I'm cruising now. I believe I'm probably cruising at about 55. I think I am anyway. Yeah. I just try and keep on this road, especially. I try and keep at least 5 mile an hour underneath below the limit. But yeah, she does the job exactly I want. If I want to accelerate from the speed, she's pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's not going to bring any land speed record, is she? But it's a good fun bike. If you ever get, as I said before, ever get a chance to ride one, have a go test ride one. And thank you, Royal Enfield, again. Thank you very, very much. It's a great bike, and I'm enjoying it every time I jump on. Anyway, enjoy the ride. Right, we're going to be turning right at this roundabout. Make sure you're in the correct lane, because this can be a little bit of a bugger. Now, as we go around here, if you were to take that one there and then get the left-hand lane of that, it'll get you Hereford. But if you continue over, it takes you to Raglan Castle. Well, it takes you past Raglan Castle. There's like, just one road in, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we're heading now down this lovely road, and as you can see, the lorry ahead of me is, I'll say racing ahead. I'm letting it carry on. You'll see what I mean in a minute. It's NHS Wales, I think. Anyway, I'll point something out to you in a bit now. But I'll leave you carry on. I'm intentionally holding back from him because he's done a couple of things that you wouldn't necessarily see, but you'll get what I mean as we continue on down here. He's obviously on some sort of a mission, and and funny enough, there's another motorcycle behind me at this point, and I believe he's probably of the same opinion as myself. Sometimes you just gotta let them free and play, as it were, and that's exactly what's happening here. Yes, as I say, it's NHS Wales there, delivering obviously blankets or whatever they do in these lorries. But I'll leave you carry on for a sec. And this is a good bridge, by the way. Be careful, don't go over it too quick, because you will go airborne, as I have done in the past as a younger person. Which was kind of fun, but not really, because you shouldn't do it. But yeah, it was a very long time ago. But we're carrying on, and then something, is it here? Is it further? Have to also, as I said before, be very aware of bicycles on the route we've just been, and also you get a lot of bicycle riders on this road as well. Being a biker, you are bicycle aware. It's just a natural thing, but obviously some car drivers aren't. Hence the laws have to be changed the way they have been. But you can see in a minute now, this crazy little lorry driver here, he's going to bump into a bicycle, and to be honest, it looks like he was trying to make an organ donor out of the poor fella. But you'll get what I mean in a minute. In fact, I'm not going to say anymore. You'll just see it and you'll go, "Ooh, that could have been." Anyway, enjoy the ride. Anyway, I let the bike go past there because what I'm doing is I'm looking for what I've told you before about the Baffle House, but it's a bit further on. But I always think it's nearer. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like Father Ted, near, far away. Anyway, but just keep an eye on the left. It doesn't come up yet, but you'll see. You might see it. Anyway, enjoy. Just on the left now is the Baffle House. Remember I told you about it before? Can't really see in there now, but I was going to pull in, but the car park was absolutely full, which is great, and I think they're doing a great job and everything else. Unfortunately, it's become so popular now, and it's obviously they do a good service there, and they're nice guys, and I wish them all the luck. But unfortunately, you get a lot of a type. It's this other bikers don't know what I'm on about, but I'm not gonna voice that on here. But yeah, it just fills up. It's like it's the other problem when you go to Abergavenny bus station as well. It's one of them. I'm not into group events, to be honest. Anyway, I just like to get out and ride. But that was the Baffle House there on the left. If you do get a chance to go in, I'd say it's probably better off you go if you get on the road, say, sort of February, March time. Get in and have a look then, because now we're getting up to silly season, so everyone's coming up. It's warming up, isn't it? And it's good fun. Don't get me wrong. I love motorcycling. No doubt all you do as well. But places like that, there's not a lot of parking there, so you got to pick your moment. Anyway, here we go. Now watch this lorry now. There's a cyclist on the left, which is ahead of the lorry. Now this lorry is by the looks of it, it's tailgating him. All right, we get around this bend. Yeah. You see it now. I think, he just strolls. He's going to stroll right over right, I think. Obviously, he's getting frustrated. Right, here we go. There we go. He throws over right. Look at that. So and it was oncoming as well, I believe. Then, yeah, you see that. So he's going to try and make an organ donor out of the car driver as well as the cyclist. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? But that's somebody who's driving for, I don't know, NHS, whatever. Do probably laundry delivery, I don't know. Anyway, there's a cyclist there, so obviously as I go past now, I'm giving him a nice wide space. And there you go, passed, no issue. Anyway, the motorbike that was in front of me that I went past is one of those, I think it's a Honda Fury, is it? I think it is. I think it might have the name. I know it's a Honda, but it don't look a bad little bike actually, to be honest. Especially if so for people who are aren't 6 foot. I reckon that's quite a tidy little bike, But hey, I don't think I would really want one, but it's not really for me. But oh, there's a secret coming up on the left. Alright, just keep an eye on the left. It's a big secret, this. And if you want to have a nice cup of tea, right, and breakfast or whatever, they've got a nice cafe in there. It's a secret garden. It's a garden centre. So if you're into horticulture and all that, and doing stuff in your back garden that doesn't include AstroTurf, go and pop in and have a look. It's well worth it. And it's family run as well. And it's got a nice cafe in there. Don't do it on a Sunday though, because that's when everybody brings their grandmother out. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, it's well worth the visit. Anyway, enjoy. Right, in a bit now, I think there's a pub comes up on the left, or I might have just gone past. Oh, just by here. I heard they do a nice meal in there. I haven't tried it again. I'm not kind of into that thing, but as I say, I think they do a nice meal in there. You take the missus out, or the other half, or whatever, for a romantic meal for two. I think it might be worth a visit. Obviously weekends. I don't know if they're offspring friendly. I don't know. That's something you'll have to find out. Yeah, allegedly a nice meal. We're coming to a roundabout now, and we're going to be throwing a right because we're coming. Otherwise, if you stay on this road, you come to a nasty. Well, this is fine. It's a roundabout. The little roundabouts have their moments, don't they? But there's a bit of a naughty roundabout, and then eventually you're carrying on there. You'll get onto the M4. What I'm doing now is I'm just using this cut through, which brings me into the side of Pontypool. But be advised, excuse me, you have to watch your speed. All right, it drops down to 30 mile an hour at the top. Yeah, make sure you are doing 30 because those vans do have a habit of showing up. But you shouldn't speed anyway, as I said before. We're all meant to be sensible. There you go, so it's 30 mile an hour, so make sure you are at 30 coming around, yeah. Anyway, enjoy the ride. I'll tell you something else in a minute. Right, coming on the right hand side, a set of wrought iron gates that leads into Pontypool Park. We just shot past there on approach to a set of lights. Excuse me. The ironworks and everything were operating in the Pontypool area from about 1425. The first ones being opened by a Dafydd Ieuan Grant. Then in 1570. Richard Hambley from London, I think. He came up from 1570 and exploited the mineral wealth in the area. Again, as I've said, that book I told you about, if you get a hold of a copy of that from the library or whatever, it'll give you all of this information and a lot further than what I am, because there's only so much I can share, without taking too much away from the actual journey. But it's very much worth looking into, if you're interested in, it's the Industrial Revolution, isn't it? Hey, what I'm doing now is I think, you know what? No, I was going to go one route, but you know what I'm going to do now? Surprise! I've extended our journey. Now, on my last little ride out, I took you from Six Bells, didn't I, up to a church called St Illtyd, which is the top of that mountain, as it were, and then dropped back down then and so to Pontypool here. Well, that's one way round. I decided, you know what? No, I'm going to go back the other way, just to see what it's like. I mean, the road, as I said, it is a dodgy road. The quality of the road is very, very, very bad. But you know what? I thought I'd just do it again. Anyway, I'll tell you more as we get nearer. Anyway, enjoy the trip. Now, coming back this way, something to remember is it's a little left turn. You may remember if you watch the other video you gave me. So what you got to keep your eye open for as you get past one set of shops, and eventually you see like a phone shop come up on the right, and then that's where we actually chuck the left. But as I say, I'll tell you as we're nearer. But enjoy the ride. Right, there we go. We've taken the left turn. If you would have continued, if you hadn't turned left, as I said before, that would actually lead you up to the Heritage Centre, which is Blaenavon Ironworks, as well as the big pit. Again, very much worth a visit. Anyway, we're cruising off here now, coming along this road. Again, we're going to keep going for a little bit. It's not too bad at the minute, as you remember, from our last trip. Enjoy. On the left there, you see the little tunnel. Well, that's what they call the British, and that was an ironworks, and it's I think it's the largest industrial. What's the word I'm looking for? Dereliction in the UK, I believe. I'll go down there another day, but right now we're going back on the route we did on the last video. So just keep an eye on the right. We're going to see a phone shop. You may remember seeing that when we turned out, and that's where we're going to be butting left. Just keep an eye on the road. Anyway, enjoy the trip. As you see, I'm now turning left. That was a little phone shop, so you got to be aware, for it. Now, we're coming in this way. This is a tight little turn. Again, road quality isn't very good, and you do get, mysteriously enough, quite a little bit of passing traffic, so be aware of it. Plus, also livestock. Because as we all know, when it comes to sheep, cattle grids don't work for some reason. They managed to get over them and stuff, as you've probably seen in the other video. But yeah, just keep an eye open for the livestock and obviously other road users, because some people in little cars think they're driving lorries. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to turn right here. That there, we'll go and investigate that. There's no through road. Right now. Lots of information to tell you again, which I didn't tell you last time because I had to do some homework. Now, if you keep on looking, to the left once we straightened up, very gravelly here, by the way. Right there, that was actually a mine, I think. I'll tell you more in a second. I'll give you the names and everything in a minute because there's something quite important about it. Just take this bend again. Watch the quite dodgy bends. I'll leave you a minute while I just get this information up. Hang on a sec. Right, the name of the pit I believe was Cumbergwen. I could be wrong. And what's interesting about it is in 1820 it had a water balance lift fitted. I'm going to be very quick on this because I've got more to tell you, but it was still obviously the pit closed several years ago, but the lift, the winding gear as it were, was still there up till the 1970s when somebody decided that they were going to take it down and refurb it. It still hasn't been returned, and its whereabouts I don't know, and this is just quite a shame, really. The building was a winding house for that pit. Now, if you look to the left, I don't know if you're going to see it, you might see it better on the other video, there's a chimney. Now, I presumed that was actually an ironworks, but I was wrong. That's a collaring, that's a ventilation tower for the pit, which is underground there. But again, I'll find out more information for you as we go and I think I should do a colliery run, shouldn't I? But we'll talk about that again. Anyway, we're going up the hill now. As you can see, watch out for sheep, and also here, watch out for oncoming traffic. Because as I said, I mean, I'm on a motorbike. It's a Himalayan. It's quite thin. But some cars, I say, they think they're driving lorries and don't want to give way to anybody, as you're probably going to see in a minute. But hey ho, it's just the way some people are, isn't it? But some people aren't very bike aware, or think they're driving a lorry and not a Volkswagen Polo or whatever it was. Anyway, you're going to see it in a bit. Enjoy. Nice steep hill, by the way. As you see here, this road's just gravel and there's eroding. And as you saw, that red car gave way. Well, didn't give way, but just was on its side of the road quite happily, And I'm just on the edge of the thing here, and there you go. He did all right. I think there's another one that comes up. Oh, there we go. There's a lorry driver. Oh well. Oh dear. Oh sad. Never mind. Anyway, moving down here now. Remember I said there was a road went off on the right, which I thought led down to a farm. I'm finding out information on that, and I'll tell you more again. But it's got that little bit of a road that goes round to the left again, and where land's moved, this basically drops about only 3 foot, so there isn't a road kind of there anymore. But if you look here, as we're coming around, the entrance to it comes up on the right. Just there actually. Unfortunately, sorry guys, you can't see it from this way around, but that's the way in, as it were. But again, it's a great ride. Actually, I just fibbed. There's the entrance there, and it drops down. It's worth if you're in a car or 4-wheel drive, something like that. You could probably go down a little bit. It's a farm, But remember, it's a farm, I think. But the views from there is pretty stunning. I did it on the Himalayan before. I will do it again, but I'll take a proper camera rig out so I can take some nice photographs for you. But here we are. We're at the top really now. Where I think, I took a photograph there, didn't I, for you last time? But right, so as I say, this road is, as you see here, naughty, I think it's the right word. It's just very gravelly. You've got to really take your time and obviously be aware of wandering animals, etc. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on for a bit. Right, we come to cattle grid by here now. Take your time. And now we're coming into a place, as you know, as we did before, St Illtyd. But again, this is coming in from the other direction. Just take your time. I look like I'm going quite quickly, don't I? I'm not going that quickly. As I say, just really, really honestly take your time, because you're going to get it in a minute on the way down. It's quite epic. Anyway, enjoy. On the right, coming up now is St Illtyd's. This is St Illtyd's anyway. There's a pub there on the right, and just on the right hand side, that's St Illtyd's church. That's where I took a photograph of a Himalayan, and I put it into monochrome. That was where it was taken, in case anyone wanted to know. Right, now I'm going to talk you through this. This is good fun. Now, I employ what's called engine braking in a bit, because you'll get why this is very, very steep, and you're going to need your brake at the end. I mean, you really are going to need your brake at the end. So here we go now. Again, this is very narrow. Watch out for oncoming. And to be fair, the people around here, good people, and they are motorcycle aware. 99.9% of the time, as you see there. You obviously you get the odd, as we call them plastic lorry drivers. You get the odd one of them, but they're again, you don't get many of them around here. But as I say, just watch these bends. Also, if you're going to do this, be aware if you're going to do it in the winter, this can freeze over and be very slippy. As you can see, they've got the odd grip bucket there. These are very tight bends again, but the thing is, it's very steep as well. I don't think you can quite see how steep it is from the camera mount. But I think you can gauge how high we are by if you're looking there. There's villages down the bottom there. So as we come down, this is very, very steep. You see there, that's the road we're going into, and it, as you can see, is you really are going to need your brake. So as I use engine braking, keep hold her back as best you can. And this is a very dodgy right to pull out. Okay, as I say, you got to take your time there. Right, so we've cruised down this road now. This is Cemetery Road. Brynithal, I believe, and we're going to carry on now. If you look again, you're not really going to see it. Right, 6 Bells we're going to drop into, and again, riding the bike you can see the Guardian because you can move your head. The camera's set solid, so you can't see the Guardian, but there's a sheer drop to the left, and the Guardian is down on the left. No, you can't. I'm sorry, guys. There's a cemetery on the right hand, Cemetery Road, hey ho. But anyway, enjoy the trip. Right, so we're on the approach now to, as we're dropping down into 6 Bells, we are going downhill. I mean, in a literal sense, we are going downhill, not downhill in a whatever way, in an emotional way. So as we're dropping down, I'm dropping down. This hill, it starts to get the drop seems quite steep now as we're on our approach. We have to be careful. I'll show you for why. As we come down now, there's a van I think coming up, and he lets me know where he's going. As I said, people are pretty much bike aware around here. They're pretty good. As we stop here, that's a T junction. On the left there, on the opposite side of the road, is 6 Bells. See, he's just letting me know. On the left, you got to look left because this is a very busy road, right? And people come up and down here all the time, and it's very easy you could get knocked off. Now, we're on approach to this set of traffic lights they've put in now, which is a good idea, about time they did. Now, again, this is 6 Bells, so I'm going to continue over, alright? And I'm going to drop down to the left because it's fun. Now, we're coming into where the pit originally was. This is this is going that tight right-hand bend. Do you remember? We're doing it the other way around. And then we're going to come through the tunnel. Now, about being motorcycle aware, as I said, 99.9% on 8% probably, yeah, but here's another one. Not really paying attention to anything that's going around him, he just stops dead like this, yeah, doesn't know what he's doing, whatever, yeah, hey-ho, so we just shot past him without breaking the speed limit and not using anything like what's called road rage. Anyway, it's good fun coming up here. It's tight bends. It's quite tight little bends. They're good fun because they're uphill as well. So it just adds that little extra, je ne sais quoi, or whatever. There we go. We come around, and then on the left there, if you park in there, you can get a view of the Guardian. You come around and say tight left, and that was also originally, I believe, the entrance to the colliery, the Six Bells colliery, where I told you before there was a major disaster that happened there in 1960, which I will do something on at some point. In fact, if we do the colliery run, we'll do it like that, isn't it? Anyway, we go, come to T Junction. I'm going to bear left, which then drop me back down to that roundabout in Abergavenny where we started. I hope we've enjoyed it. Anyway, I'll leave you with that for a second. There we go, we've done it. Right, now, this has been fun. Fun for me, because obviously I did the motorcycle ride. I hope you haven't found it boring. I just thought I'd just throw some more information in for you, because, something's good to know, isn't it? And it's sharing, and you're learning a little bit more about Wales than what you perhaps would have done before. Obviously, my Welsh followers know what I'm talking about and probably tell me where I went wrong. Hey ho, it's life. Yeah, there we go. Now we're dropping down. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There are lots of things coming in the future. The Citroen ME is hopefully getting picked up next week. We have a video we've got to put down later. We've got one that's ready to go up, which we're just in the process of sorting out. So you'll probably get that now at some point next week. Plus, also, you're probably going to get another motorcycle ride if you don't mind, that is. But listen, I really, really, really do hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you again for watching. And again, sorry, Petula Clark, I got the information wrong, and I think you're great. And you know what? Do something good. Make a stranger smile. Yeah, make someone happy, but not by doing anything illegal or anything naughty. Anyway, listen, enjoy yourselves. It's been emotional. Much love. See you again. Bye.